Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go ahead and do a review of a Lego product, and yes, I haven't reviewed Lego for a little bit on the channel. Recently, last week, I was in Ottawa, Ontario, and I passed by the Rideau Center and walked into a Lego store, and man, let me tell you, I was impressed with all of the new sets that they have in store and on display. So for today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and do a review from the Ninjago Dragons Rising, the Elemental Dragon versus the Empress Mech. And let me tell you, this is gonna be fantastic. I love dragons. But before we get into the review, let's get right into the intro. All right, before we go right into the review, let's just go over the specs of this specific set. This here is set number 71796. Has a total of 1,038 pieces, has 6 minifigures, has 2.5 main builds, and of course retails for $169.99, and that is in Canadian dollars. So starting off with the minifigures, we have a total of 6 minifigures and 1 minifigure. Starting with the first one, we have Baby Ryu, which is really cute. Look at this little guy. Happy to have him to my collection here. We also have here Zane, of course. Zane is always in white with his golden katanas. He's probably my millionth one that I have to my collection, but again, doesn't hurt to add another one, so in you go. The next one here, we have Jay. Jay, as always, in his blue uniform here and his golden katanas as well too. Again, typical looking, but happy to add another one to my collection. The next one here is we have Sora. Now I love the way Sora looks, specifically her pink eyes. I think she looks really cool, and I like the detailing on the top and on the pants. I like the little cat ears as well too, and of course the golden katana. So this is a minifigure that I don't have yet, so I'm happy to add her. The next one that I have here is Lord Ross. And as you can see here, he is pretty cool looking. I love his weapon, first of all. I like the little details in it. It's a pretty cool looking little weapon here. As well as you can see here, the face. Now, when I pull this off, it's all one piece, so there's nothing you can pull underneath it, but that's okay. I don't believe I have this minifigure, so again, I'm happy to add him to my collection. Next on the list here, we have Empress Beatrice, or Beatrix, if I didn't say that correctly. But as you can see here, her weapon looks awesome, which we're gonna get a little preview when we actually check out the Empress Mech as well too. But as you can see here, she is angry, she's ready for battle, and she's not joking around with her weapon. Pretty cool looking. And last on the list, which is my favorite thus far, it is the Imperium Guard. And I have to say, he looks cool. I love the staff, first of all. It looks heavy, it looks powerful. I love that he's all in gold. I haven't seen the series most recently, so I'm not sure if he's a mech, which it looks like he is based on his face here. It looks like he's robotic, so it does look like he's some form of robot. But I like his uniform, I love everything about him, and I do not have him as part of my collection, so let's add him to the collection as well. Now going on to the main builds, here you have the Empress Mech, and I have to say, previously before on my channel, I was doing a lot of mech reviews, and I haven't gotten back into it ever since, but you know what, maybe this is a new spark of starting that back up again. The first thing that I have to say is the sword is awesome. It's humongous. And if we look at Empress Beatrix, you can see here already that clearly she wants her big mech to also have an amazing, huge sword, just as much as she has in her own hand. So that was one thing that I really liked. I thought it was the first thing that caught my eye when building this mech all together. But apart from that, I love the stickering. I love the details such as the back that has the cord here that connects in. I like the swivel feature here as well too on the weapon on the back. I love even, for example, looking at the one side of the glove here, you obviously have the claws here, and then you have these little details here of this orange Lego pieces that really give it character, as well as the shoulder armor over here. Both sides are not the same, they're fairly different from one another, but that's what I like about it. It's not just the same build on both sides. Each side has a different personality to it, which overall gives it a fantastic look, and you can't go wrong with a humongous sword as well. But Really like this. I think it's great that they added this in for the value. Again, you are paying $169.99. So with all the minifigures of 6.5 plus the mech build, it's definitely worth it. But I really like this a lot. But enough with this. Let's go right into the main build. Here we go. Boom. Check this out. As you all know, I love dragons. I love anything dragon related, especially when it's a Lego build. And when I saw this it was actually in the front window of the store, I was like, oh, this looks awesome. And because I haven't built Lego dragons in quite a bit of time, I thought maybe I restart it up again, sorry. And looking at this guy, he looks amazing. All the detail on him, the lightning, everywhere you look, there's always something catching your eye. I have to say, I'm getting really impressed with the new dragons that the Ninjago line is coming up with for Lego, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else they will have in the near future. Now, what I like about this elemental dragon is the posability features. That for me is super important, because if I want to pose this dragon in certain ways, I would hope that he's able to move around. And I was a little bit worried that there wouldn't be a lot of movement, but starting off with the neck, there is a lot of movement. You can actually open the jaw quite open, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, it can go really far back, which is a great feature. And the neck itself, you can move it in any way possible. The arms as well, you can move them up or down, which I do like. Again, a lot of flexibility with this build, which I love. With the legs, however, it is pretty much stuck in place, except you are able to open it outwards and back in. I believe you can actually move it in and out, absolutely, but they're actually firmer because clearly these are the main supports for the dragon to be standing up. So you can't really do a whole lot with the bottom except keep them firm so that you're able to pose the elemental dragon. As well as with the tail, you can definitely move it around. It does have connecting ball joints here as well, so there is a lot of flexibility. And again, looking at the back with the wings here, you are able to move the wings, which is great. So you can move them up or down or close or open or close is what I meant to say. So a lot of great flexibility with this build as well too. A lot of things that I do like about this, not only from the lightning features, of course, on the mouth, on the back, but I also like the spikes. I like that the spikes are incorporated in all along the tail, along the neck, behind the legs. It's things like that that really make me appreciate building this as I go, because I'm just like, wow, how did you get all these spikes into place? But once you build it and put it all together, it's quite beautiful. Now, something that I didn't show is you can actually attach a flyer vehicle, which does come with this build here. I'm not going to take it apart because I've already put it onto the dragon, but that was the biggest selling feature is you can upgrade the elemental dragon here by taking apart the flyer vehicle and adding it onto it. So on here on the back, as you can see, right here is the shooters on the flyer vehicle attached to each wing. You have the main sitting area of the flyer vehicle attached right onto the back here. And you also have the bladed wings of the flyer vehicle added on, connecting into the bottom parts of the wings. And I really like that because you're able to upgrade your dragon, or if you don't want the flyer vehicle on it, you just simply go ahead and pull these off, pull that right off, pull these right out, and you can put the flyer vehicle again together, and Jay can of course fly that beautiful vehicle. So apart from that, that's really it, and you can see it's already coming out. But apart from that, that's really it. I think this is a really beautiful piece. I'm so happy to have this to my collection. And what would you like to see next on my channel for me to review? Should I do another dragon? Should I do a different set? Maybe a Disney set? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments down below. Alright, so that brings you to the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed my review of the Elemental Dragon. And of course, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate all of your support. Hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see all of you next week. Until then, see you later.